By the way, Truefire are running a 10-week boot camp. So it's a weekly video overview, in-depth video lesson, tiered homework assignments, community feedback, discussion, live Zoom session, and all of this for 10 weeks. Yeah, get involved. That's free, and you know, I'm a fan of the Truefire stuff anyway. Okay, so I don't know, probably some of you will be well aware that NAMM 2025 is happening right now. Now, I'm not someone who's negative on the NAMM stuff. I think it's probably a very cool place to be. I've never had the opportunity to go. Maybe one day I will. But I noticed that this year, like, some of the big names are back, but I wanted to kind of just do a video highlighting the things so far that have piqued my interest as such. One of the things that made most sense for me was this Kernom Elipse, which is their take on the modulation pedal. You know, you've heard of their Kernom Ridge, which has essentially a mood knob to do like all of the drives. They've also got their fuzz pedal. This is their modulation pedal. I did a demo of this earlier in the week if you want to check it out, but that one was kind of, they're a smaller company, but I thought that was quite cool that they came out with that at NAMM, and it's a very pretty, solid feeling piece of kit. The next most interesting thing for me, and I think I put this at the top, is the Marshall modified series. I did a video on this separately, and I've seen like a little bit of the Andertons video. I've not seen any other demos. I'll be interested to see if maybe LeonTodd might get a chance to demo those, or you know, any of the players that I guess we might associate with like Friedman gear and that sort of stuff. The only one downside that I thought with that Marshall thing is that there's a $3,000 price tag. I also saw an article come up from Bloomberg that there's a Chinese company that is potentially buying Marshall. So I don't know if that's absolutely the fact, but it was bought out by a Swedish firm shortly ago, and it looks like they might be being bought out by a Chinese firm. So I guess who knows what the future of Marshall looks like, but it was nice for me in the moment to see that basically they're still concerned about building high quality, decent valve amps that presumably someone out there is buying. Guitar wise, I've not really seen too much that was that interesting to me. Musicman have brought out a collaboration with Cordy, the Stingray guitar, which kind of, I don't know, I thought of him as Stratman. You probably did too. And he's got a signature instrument with Fender as well. So that's kind of an interesting one where artists are at the level now where they can have signature guitars with multiple brands. Speaking of, like Tosin Abasi, who's got his own brand, has just come out with the Musicman Kaizen. I think that might have been last year. There's now a Sterling version of that available, and another thing which looks particularly attractive, Rabia Masad has a Sterling version of his Cutlass now, so that's come out at NAMM, and I thought that was quite interesting. The other thing is Marshall have brought out their own sort of pedal versions of their amps, so you've got like a Plexi, JCM, you know, all of that sort of stuff. Whether or not a pedal actually sounds like a cranked Marshall amp, I guess it's up for the buyer to decide. Behringer have announced another clone, the Octavia. Now, I still don't think the Centaur is available. I think the Univibe has just become available. I don't know how long it'll be before this Octavia is available, but basically they seem to announce these things like 6 to 8 to 9 months before they're actually available. Whether that does a good thing in terms of generating demand or not, I'm not entirely sure. If I was releasing a pedal, I'd want it to be available as soon as that release went live. Maybe that's just me. I should say, actually, LeonTodd has a demo of this up. Go check it out. The MXR ROCKMAN. So essentially the ROCKMAN pedal, before there was digital, there was this as a direct solution. So the guitarist from Boston, is it Tom Schultz, developed this. It's now available in pedal format. Looks really interesting. Sounds really good from Leon's demo. A pedal that I'll be trying to demo at some point as soon as I get my hands on one. I think they're going to be around at the start of February, a couple of weeks into February. I can't get one immediately, but I thought that was a really interesting pedal, and I think people are going to be really interested in that. I think Pete Thorne also did a demo, but yeah, an MXR ROCKMAN. I think that sort of Dan Huff thing has come back into favour. Not that it necessarily went out, but like the 80s aesthetic has been big for a little while now. So that's a really cool sounding and really cool looking pedal that I think could maybe be a good solution for people who are looking for something that can do good direct tones and are maybe not wanting to go down the full modelling route, and something that has been on records for years, you know, could be a good idea. Another interesting thing is that Fender have brought out this new standard series which is coming out of Indonesia now. Now, my good buddy David Beebe did point out that the Mexican tariffs are going to be coming in at some point, and maybe this is set to offset that. But guitars now that are even cheaper than the Mexican line. I think we've also had Fenders coming out of, no, well, I guess it would be Squiers coming out of China, but now there's Fenders coming out of Indonesia, which are priced around about what like a Sire guitar might be, which, you know, around £500. It'd be interesting to see once those demos start hitting, whether, you know, once real people can start buying them, whether people like those or not. I also saw Gibson have come out with these sort of limited edition P90 Les Pauls, which do look pretty cool, but from Gibson and Fender, I've not seen too much that looks that interesting to me. They've just brought out a 2x12 tone master as well, which is kind of cool, because up till very recently I thought that the FR12 was one of the best options out there for an FR speaker. I also think the IK Multimedia, it's out there, Tonex Cab is a really good bet as well if you've not checked out one of those, if you get a chance to, once they come out in April, I think. But it's good to have some options there. So I think the FR12 that I played was a really, really, really good solution. If you want something that can do a little bit extra, the Tonex Cab can load IRs and has some MIDI switching stuff, as well as one other feature, which is like that amp tone, live amp tone thing, which kind of transforms the tone to be a little bit more organic, like that sort of amp in the room thing, if you're looking for that. But yeah, that seems to me to be, just from myself looking in, some of the interesting things. I've not noticed anything from any of the modelling companies. Line 6 did bring out the Podgo firmware update. That was to coincide with NAMM. I did a demo of that. Not heard anything or seen anything from Neural DSP. I think Moore brought out the GS1000 Lithium, which I did a demo of as well. But there's not been much buzz from what I can tell. So I don't know, let me know what I'm missing in the comments. I thought that Marshall thing was the thing that stuck out most to me. What am I missing? Possibly something. Maybe there's still something big to happen. I just remember 2024, there seemed to be, even, you know, we were talking about Neural DSP just having a thing up that said soon. Seems to have been a, I don't know, what am I missing? Also, Matteo Mancuso in 2024, it was like really blowing up then. It just seems like there's not been something comparative that's come out of 2025 NAMM so far. Let me know your thoughts. What have you noticed? Do you care about any of this? Probably not. I'll catch you in another video soon. Hope you're having a good weekend. It's my daughter's birthday party tomorrow, so I'm just putting this video together before that.